Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another week of the Pokemon Stadium 2 Draft League. I will fix whatever's going on with the blinking screen here once we get started. Hopefully this week I don't get destroyed by the computer again. That was the first time that ever happened the last week of battles, and let's hope it doesn't continue. So I will be right back with our matchups of the day. As you can see, standings are pretty tight, so we got some good ones, and looking forward to some battles today. All right, see you in a moment. All right, everybody, we're back. First matchup of the day, the West Virginia Slashers and the Pokemon Power. Slashers are the team with the doubleheader this week, so they could really use a win. Really, all these teams could use a win because of how close everything is. Let's hope I do better against the computer than I did last week. Remains to be seen. All right, oh, we're getting some blinking again. It's mostly from the old AV, like the input-output cords. Alright, so what are we dealing with here? The thing is, I have a counter for all of my opposing Pokemon, but some of them share the same counter. And for example, Blastoise, I would want Quillfish in there to, take Hydro Pump well and then hit it with Sludge Bomb. But I also could use Quillfish for Moltres. We need to get rid of Moltres for Diglett's Fissure to work. So there's a couple things to kind of keep in mind here. Yeah. I'm actually trying to record this on a pretty tight schedule today, so you guys might hear an alarm go off at some point, and then I'll have to pause the video. But, yeah, it's been hard to get videos out recently. My work has been brutal. I'm not going to say anything more about it out of respect for my workplace, but it has been brutal lately. So it's been hard to get videos out consistently. Luckily, I'm at least getting these Pokemon videos out. Alright, Well, if I start with Quillfish... Let's see, what's something I don't necessarily have to have in particular here? We have three things that can fight Venusaur. Primeape's okay against everything except Venusaur and Moltres. And even then, if we outspeed Moltres, we might be able to hit it with two Thrashes before it could build up for Sky Attack. It'd be dumb to lead Diglett, because then whatever's in will just switch to Moltres. So... at least Sneasel could hit Moltres neutrally. I think I'm going to lead Sneasel. And we'll see where it goes from there. Because I don't really have a good lead. I could have led Quillfish, but then that gets interesting at, like, if, like, Venusaur or Miltank are out there. Miltank was the one I was kind of afraid of, with the flinching and such. So let's see what we got. Of course that's who they start with. Okay. Well, on the bright side, again, if I can get it out of the way, that makes the rest of life easier on my other Pokemon. Let's go Slash and see if we can get a critical hit. Because we're definitely faster. Wow. Okay. That's definitely going to hit. The game's never going to miss Fire Blast when an Ice type's out there. Yep, called that. Well, like I said, I kind of knew that we were going to have a hard time with Moltres. So I'm not real shocked. When I was talking to this person about the team they built, Moltres was the one that scared me. So, in my team, while there was a lot of speed, a lot of them are too frail to switch. So, yeah. Alright, watch me miss the Hydro Pump, because I know this game's going to do that to me. Oh, I really should learn my lesson from Minimize, but I'm going to try to Minimize once, and probably not have it work. Why? we've got double evasiveness, and yet we get hit every time by the inaccurate moves. But we're going to miss Hydro Pump, even though we're the ones that use Minimize. I can tell. All right, at least the game gave me that. You going to have me get hit again, despite the Minimize? I don't know why I bother with Minimize. For whatever reason, the game does not ever want to give Minimize... Like, it acts like Minimize isn't even there. We're supposed to be twice as hard to hit. And a move that's not 100% accurate hits every time. So we're in trouble now because we'll have to fight Blastoise with a crippled Quillfish. So, yay. Do I switch? I don't know if I have anyone that could take a hit from you right away. We do have the Minimize, but I'm sure it won't matter. Let's go Sludge Bomb. I'm sure it's going to hit us anyway. 3 for 3 despite Minimize. I don't get it. Mud Slap works on this game, so I don't know why it doesn't respect Minimize at all. Alright, well, let's go Primeape. At least with Moltres out of the way, if worse comes to worse, we can just try to roll the dice on Fissure, I guess. Boy, that's upsetting, though, because, like, it shouldn't be that bad. Alright, don't flinch us, and please actually hit the Cross Chop. Come on. Come on, Primeape. Hit it, please. Come on. That wasn't a one-shot. Of course it wasn't. The only problem with going for Thrash is then we're locked into it. But if we go Cross Chop, we could miss. I guess we go Cross Chop and hope for the best. Assuming we don't get flinched first. I know the game's going to flinch us at least once. Alright, 2 for 2 on Cross Chop at least. Miltank's out of there. I think that's the only thing that's faster than Diglett. As far as the Fissure strategy goes. Not looking good for me, though. Boy, I would have loved if it was Tyranitar just served up on a silver platter right there. Alright, you're going to go Giga Drain. This is the first, like, good, decent switch we've had a chance to do. Who would be better for it? Let's go Scyther. Because we have Pursuit, so maybe we could hit Venusaur on the way out. Alright, good news is we preserved Primeape for Tyranitar later, assuming we get lucky enough to hit a third time. I'm going to go Pursuit because I'm assuming they're going to switch out. Yep, Pursuit does double damage when they're switching. Looks like we got a crit. Not a lot of damage, but again, it took damage. It's not like we were going to do much to Tyranitar on the switch. Now, oh, okay. That works for me. Because you don't have your flying Pokemon anymore, so we can switch in Diglett on the Thunder Punch. That works out really well for me. I guess it does make sense because Tyranitar's only rock move is Sandstorm. Still, kind of surprising though. Alright, since you are weak to us, and I believe we're faster, I could be wrong, I'm just going to go straight up for Earthquake and see where we go from there. You're going to switch, it's probably going to be Venusaur again, which if it is, means this gets predictable and we could go for Fissure in the future. Alright. But now we can play musical chairs with it. Wow, that actually did a lot more than I thought. We might not even have to use Fissure. We might be able to just musical chairs our way to getting rid of the Venusaur. The toughest one to deal with remaining is going to be the Blastoise. Because even in Tyranitar's case, we either get lucky with Fissure, or maybe even hit it once or twice with Earthquake. We'll see. But, Tyranitar's tough if we lose Diglett. Again, we don't know for sure they're going to switch again. Let's go Pursuit again. Alright, that ought to put it in possible knockout range for Diglett's Earthquake next time. But we know Diglett can take down Electabuzz potentially. We're probably, if we can get, so if we get down to Electabuzz, Tyranitar, and Blastoise, they're all susceptible to Fissure potentially. Blastoise can at least get hit by all of our speed like Crobat, Scyther, and Primeape. Tyranitar, if we lose the Diglett and Primeape, could be a problem. They did actually put the Tyranitar out this time at least, so that does make things a little more interesting. Do I have anything I can work with regarding this? I mean, I guess I could do Focus Energy. Let's see, you've got Bite and Mud Slap. Got issues here with the AV cord again. Or audio output, whatever you want to call it. So let's see. Mud Slap isn't going to work because we're flying types, so you're almost definitely going to use a dark move. Primeape would be resistant, meaning we could switch in and get our shot at the Cross Chop. But we don't have a lot of health left. And do I want to possibly throw away our shot at doing something?
What's the matter, trainer?
I'm thinking that's what's the matter. Alright, let's see. I'm also trying to get this stupid adapter to quit freaking out. I'm trying everything. I'm trying unplugging the HDMI. I'm trying to get the audio input right. It's freaking out more than usual this week. Alright, you're going to have Bite and Mud Slap. You can't Mud Slap us, so you're either going to Sandstorm or you're going to Bite. Let's go Focus Energy. Maybe we get lucky with crits and we do more damage than I'm expecting.
It's getting primed for action.
Alright, it was Sandstorm. Still glad I didn't put Primeape in yet, because that's unnecessary damage on Primeape. As far as Venusaur goes, we just do the same subbing style with Crobat. Alright, Wing Attack. Let's hope we can get some crits. Not there. We have a heightened critical hit ratio. Of course we're not going to get a crit. Just like how the game didn't recognize Minimize. Like, why would it grant me, the player, any help at all whatsoever? 0 for 2 as far as getting a crit goes with a heightened critical hit ratio. Thanks, game. Gotta love how the game just decides it's not going to happen. Alright, well the good news is now we get a clean switch into Primeape. I would imagine they go into Venusaur in that case. But, yeah, but if I go Diglett, it could get wiped out with one crunch. I think we go Primeape. If they switch to Venusaur, they switch to Venusaur.
The Pokémon emerges from its Pokéball.
I am trying, ladies and gentlemen, with the visuals, but it just doesn't want to work today. Wow, it is really dark. What's going on there? Okay. Cross Chop and hope we get a third one in a row to hit. They're going to switch. That's okay. If we get lucky, we hit whatever comes in. Be funny if it was Blastoise instead of Venusaur. Just get a free shot on it. Yeah, that's what I expected.
How's that? That didn't accomplish much.
Well, the Sandstorm might take it out. All right. Venusaur goes down, but it goes down via Sandstorm, so that's not a knockout for Primeape. All right, we got Electabuzz again. Depending on if Sandstorm is going or not, it's going to get hit. The only thing they're going to be able to switch in on Diglett would be maybe the Blastoise. Now that Venusaur's gone, so I might get a little gutsy here and go Fissure instead of Earthquake in case they're switching.
What's this? That had no effect.
I'm gonna do it this first turn. I'm gonna go Fissure in case they switch.
This newly switched out Pokemon fair.
Well, then again, yeah, let's go Fissure. I'm gonna need something to go my way to win this. Okay, they didn't switch. Should have gone Earthquake.
Terrifying fissure. Whoops, that missed.
Yep, should have gone Earthquake. Please don't do like half my health.
Great hit.
More damage than I would have liked to see.
Heated action continues.
Now they're gonna switch now that I'm doing Earthquake. Nope, they didn't. Okay, good.
That's it. Drilled a weakness.
Ah, good to know that 2 Earthquakes would have had it down and I would have had more health to work with. Gotta love that.
Sparks are flying from both competitors.
Well, it definitely means after we take out Electabuzz, I have to go Fissure. We don't have the health to try and hope we can Earthquake Tyranitar or Blastoise.
Tail will bring out a new
This is a rough spot. I'm not going to win unless we get lucky and Diglett can land a Fissure. Pretty much.
A hot battle is unfolding.
Come on, Diglett. We're begging you, buddy.
Wow.
Yes! Diglett takes out Tyranitar with Fissure. Now we might have a chance. Still going to be iffy because Blastoise is bulky, but we at least have a chance. Boy, if we got 2 Fissures, I think that would make up for last week's luck single-handedly. I can't complain too much, though, because we got 1 Fissure to work. Fissure again and hope for the best. Come on, Diglett.
Oh, what's this? No, that didn't connect.
Miss the Hydro Pump. Come on.
Hydro Pump.
And when it comes to Hydro Pump and Fire Blast, the game never misses when it's the Pokemon it's controlling. Just saying.
Which Pokemon will join?
All right, I guess Primeape. Now we're going to miss. We need this Cross Chop to hit, which is exactly why it's going to miss, because we need it to hit for us to have a chance to win. So I know the game's going to be like, no.
2-1.
I'm tempted to go Thrash, but we need the damage from Cross Chop. Come on, Primeape.
There's the attack. Great hit.
All right, it did let us hit at least. Miss for once.
Yes, it's a hit. Down it goes.
Boy, you gotta love how the game never misses the moves that are less than 100% accurate. Gotta love it.
Team has only one Pokemon left
Never.
for battle.
It never does. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if it found a way to somehow hit me while I'm in the air here.
Down to the last Pokemon.
All right, Crobat, you're probably going to need 2 hits. So it's really going to come down to if you can survive getting hit once, at least, maybe twice. All right, so we got 2 Hydro Pumps down already. There's the 3rd one. There's 5.
Whoop, that missed. The white hot battle.
So here comes the 4th one. If we can survive it, we got a chance.
What's this? A light hit.
Oh, we need it to miss. Come on, miss.
There's the shot. Hit. That inflicted some damage.
All right, we survived it better than I thought, at least.
Sparks are flying from both competitors.
Fly again.
Oh, it flew high again.
Please use your last Hydro Pump. Thank you. 'Cause I know Mud Slap can't do anything to us because we're a flying type. So now we might win just because it's out of Hydro Pumps, at least.
There's the attack. A light attack.
All right, all right. Gonna go with Withdrawal. Well, fun fact, Bite in Gen 2 is a special move, so your Withdrawal is not going to impact Bite's damage at all. Oh my gosh, we found a way to win that one. The game tried everything it could to make us lose, and we found a way to win.
Pokemon.
Holy cow.
There goes the battle.
We got lucky. We got a Fissure to hit when we needed it most. Primeape somehow didn't miss Cross Chop, which I guess makes up for the game never missing Fire Blast or Hydro Pump. And then Crobat being slightly more durable than I expected, thankfully, really helped out in the end. All right, the Slashers have a win on the board, putting them to 4-5 alongside the Power. I do want to make a note here. The Power did a great job picking their team. They 1,000,000% threw me off. And Moltres was a very, very scary one to plan around this game. I mean, I literally think I don't win if we don't hit Fissure. If we don't hit the Fissure, we lose. So that's how close it was. It's a great job. Keep up the good work as far as planning your teams. And I'll see you all here with the second matchup in just a moment. All right, everybody, back for the second matchup of the day. This is another one between the Houston Ho-Oh and the West Virginia Slashers, where my opponent picked Pokemon I absolutely didn't think they were going to pick. So this is going to be rough for the Slashers, I think. It doesn't mean the computer won't find a way to beat me, as we've seen the computer has its ways. But as far as me game planning, it was tough. All right, let's see here. What are we going to do now? I didn't think about how to fight my team from the other side here. Let's see. Bayleaf is good against 3 to 4. Espeon is good in some cases, bad in other cases. Umbreon, same thing. Articuno is only good against like 2. Vaporeon, kind of the same boat. Suicune, same boat. They don't really have anything, like, the team doesn't have anything except Scyther that would be weak to ice. But then again, I guess that is a weakness. They have 2 water types. But again, there's 3 things that could use thunder and a thing that could poison. There's nothing that's particularly great against Dark, except for maybe Ampharos with the Dynamic Punch. So let's start Umbreon, and we'll work from there. This is going to be another matchup, much like the earlier matchup, where how often do things hit is going to be a factor. How many thunders get landed? How many zap cannons and dynamic punches are landed? How many times do we hit, something like, what's a good one on this team to talk about? Blizzard. So, going to be interesting. Sand Attack. We'll do Sand Attack once and then go at it. Of course it was a critical hit on the opening move of the match. Of course. Now let's see. The team I'm fighting only has one thing in particular, 2 things they could fight Bayleaf, one of them being Quillfish, which would take a neutral hit from Razor Leaf. Let's go Feint Attack. Man, that would have been a good turn to switch into Bayleaf. My bad. So even with the Sand Attack, the Hydro Pump hits. I want to throw that out there again. The game giving itself a never missing accuracy. Hey, we got a critical hit ourselves. There we go. Here comes the second Hydro Pump. Again, landing despite the Sand Attack. Boy, the Nintendo 64 having a real hard time today with the visuals. The game itself seems to be working all right, except for the lowered accuracy part. But boy, oh boy, it does not want to display visually today. I'm going to go Quick Attack because Lantern's faster. All right. Umbreon survives because it went for Spark instead of Hydro Pump. All right. Boy, this is driving me nuts, though. All right, we got a second quick attack in. All right, Lantern takes out Umbreon, but Umbreon got Lantern below half health, so actually a pretty darn good job there.
So, what will be the next Pokemon?
Let's see, if we put Bayleaf in, they're going to switch to Scyther, but then again, we could use that as an opportunity to Body Slam. Let's do that. We'll go Bayleaf, assume they're going to switch, and Body Slam. If they don't switch, then we just Razor Leaf next turn.
A hot battle is unfolding.
Yep, called that. It's probably going to be Scyther. At least that's who I would have put in this case.
Oh, it's Scyther.
Yep, Scyther it is.
What's next? That was a glancing blow.
All right.
How will
Didn't get the paralysis. It's definitely going to go Wing Attack. Let's go Articuno. Because the worst they could do in that case is put Ampharos in, Lantern in, who's already taken damage, or Quillfish. Both of them could potentially get some damage at least from Blizzard. Also maybe being potentially frozen.
that did little damage?
All right.
How will this Pokemon switch to
Let's go Blizzard.
battle?
The game stayed in. I can't believe it. If this Blizzard hits, buy Scyther.
No, it is Blizzard. Bullseye.
Buy Scyther. Sorry the game did you dirty.
Relax. We're eagerly
I don't know why the game does that.
next
You could have easily switched in Quillfish and survived that hit.
opens to reveal its Pokemon.
All right. Well, with Scyther gone, let's put in Bayleaf. Like, Quillfish is the only scary Pokemon left for Bayleaf now. And we have Espeon. So, like,
The Pokemon
yeah.
with a crop.
Well, now I'm just going to do Razor Leaf no matter what. Because everything left is going to get hit at least neutrally.
Will this Pokemon switch have
That paralysis could be annoying, though. Okay, you're not switching. Interesting. 3 for 3 on Hydro Pump, by the way.
What's this? That attack just bounced off.
All right.
They're both hanging tough.
Yeah, I'd like to throw that out there once again. They haven't missed a Hydro Pump yet.
What's next? That did little damage. A Razor Leaf Flurry. Whoops, that missed.
Okay.
It's a
Okay, we're going to take a second to talk about the math here. Razor Leaf, 95% accurate. We have no drop in accuracy. They have no heightened evasiveness. Our 5% chance misses.
warily.
Meanwhile, between the last match and this one, all the 80% chance to hit moves hit every time. And Fissure even worked once in the previous battle. So for those of you that think that like the game is not like cheating in its own favor, just think about that math there for a minute. All right, we gotta go Synthesis then. We don't have a choice.
How's that? The hit glanced right off.
Oh, we better not be paralyzed, but the game's gonna have us be paralyzed, I'm sure. Nope, okay. My skepticism was not accurate that time.
HP.
All right, we go with another Synthesis to try and get as close to full health as possible.
What'll it do? A light attack.
Come on, no paralysis. All right.
It restored its HP. There's a big HP difference between the two.
I'm trying, everybody, to work with this cable. I'm trying so hard to keep it from doing that random blip it's doing.
Combatants face each other. There's the
All right.
a light hit.
Come on. All you got to do is hit it. All you got to do is hit it. All right. Assuming it hits this time. Hallelujah. The 95% accurate move actually hit.
The next Pokemon needs
I can't believe of all the things to miss so far, it was Razor Leaf.
Quillfish.
All right. Here's the Quillfish that we're worried about seeing if we're Bayleaf.
Battle continues.
What do we got left here for the opponent? Steelix. Can't, well, Iron Tail, I guess, but for the most part, can't do anything to Bayleaf. We need to save Suicune or Vaporeon, at least one of them for Steelix. Ampharos would be Bayleaf.
They're eyeing each other.
Mischievous. Mischievous gets kind of interesting, actually. Suicune has Gust and Bubble Beam. You have Quick Attack, Acid Armor. Acid Armor could be good for dealing with the Shadow Ball.
The trainer has
We're going to throw Suicune in. I know that hopefully we won't be completely sacking it off. Hopefully it'll get to do some damage. But this way we can safely get Espeon in afterwards to take out the Quillfish. But Espeon's physical defense is not good, so we don't want to put it out there against a Sludge Bomb.
great hit.
Alright, Suicune actually took that better than I thought it would.
What impact will this Pokemon switch have on the battle?
Let's go Bubble Beam on the off chance we get the speed drop.
What's that? That was a glancing blow.
We might actually survive an hour one of those if we don't get poisoned.
How's that? That didn't accomplish much.
Speed drop? Nope, okay.
Here's the bat.
Come on, don't poison us.
What'll it do? The hit glanced right off.
Alright, we survived. If we get the speed drop, we could actually hit it again, potentially.
There's the attack. Oh, that was weak. Oh, it's speed.
There we go, there's that speed drop. Are we faster now? Or is it still faster than us? We are faster, so we get to hit it again at least.
What now?
Alright, nice job, Suicune. Half its health is gone. It's even slower now.
Sludge bomb away. Right.
Alright, Suicune goes down, but does a good job setting us up against the Quillfish.
What Pokemon will appear next?
Let's go, Espeon.
Pokemon is ready.
The only thing they can maybe switch into would be Mischievous, who doesn't want to get hit, and Steelix, who doesn't have the best special defense. Also, we can switch in to do other things against Steelix. Psybeam. They didn't switch. Bye, Quillfish.
That struck home.
Yep.
Oh, and down it goes.
Okay, okay.
Which Pokemon will join the battle now?
My guess would be Mischievous.
Oh, it's Mystery Bus.
Well, a lot of our remaining Pokemon don't want anything to do with Thunder.
Different Pokemon type.
So I think that we just stay in with Espeon for the time being. Espeon's not going to be particularly useful against the remaining Pokemon anyway, except for outspeeding them.
Yes, it's a hit. There's the shot. Wow, heavy hit.
Critical hit, of course, because the game got it.
A single hit brings it down. The next Pokemon needs
Game
to be
pulling out all the stops here to help itself. Still should save Bayleaf for that. But Mischievous is probably faster than them, so Bayleaf it is then.
go. Pokémon appears.
What hurts in this team's composition is this team is not great against Thunder
It's a
or Zap Cannon. So that's where things get kind of iffy here. Razor Leaf.
battle pose. How's that? The hit glanced right off.
All right, it's about 80.
Oh,
I know it was less than 80.
down.
Well, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world because Shadow Ball's a physical attack back then.
Oh, that's a miss.
The 95% accurate move has missed twice. Hydro Pump has not missed at all. Or Blizzard. Like, are you kidding me, game? Like, I can understand, like, helping yourself out, but you have to be so obvious about it.
Low.
2 misses on Razor Leaf.
Its HP.
Thank goodness for Synthesis.
Both competitors.
2 misses.
A light hit. It's
I was waiting for that because we hadn't been paralyzed for a while.
White hot battle continues.
If we could get back-to-back Synthesis to work, we should be okay to try and hit it again. But of course, the game gave it a critical hit because it knew without the critical hit it couldn't beat Bayleaf. I see how you work, game.
KO will bring out a new Pokémon. What will be next?
Unbelievable. I mean, it's 100% believable if you've watched these league battles and this channel, but the game is just so blatant about it. Like, oh no, no. Mischievous wins this battle. We're critical hit.
The commands are made.
Thunder's gonna hit because it never misses when it's the computer.
Super effective. Oh, it has no strength left. There's only one Pokémon.
It's gonna hit Vaporeon the 2 times it needs, or it's gonna get a crit, one or the other.
Oh, it's
Unbelievable. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that my Slashers team is performing well, but this is ridiculous.
3. Will
I'm not even gonna bother with Sand Attack because I know the game's gonna hit anyway.
the combatants split their HP
Alright,
equally?
that makes this harder.
What's next? That's it. A hot battle is unfolding.
It's gonna hit.
That was perfectly. There's the attack. That is like it.
Well, our only chance is if the game actually misses an attack. And I don't see the game doing that.
Wow, it used Shadow Ball. Right, that's a hit. That
Well,
settles this battle.
I don't think I need to actually say too much more about this one. Anyone that watched this one can see what happened with their own eyes and know that my complaining is in the right in this game. I mean, seriously. So between 2 battles today, the only Hydro Pump misses were when a Pokemon was flying, so that doesn't really count because you can't hit them while they're flying. No misses on Thunder. No misses on Fire Blast. So Fire Blast, Thunder, and Hydro Pump, no misses. Meanwhile, Razor Leaf, which has 95% accuracy, misses twice. Minimize has no effect at all. No critical hits from the Focus Energy Scyther. We did get 1 Fissure to land. And 1 Blizzard. Yeah. The computer doing its best to do its thing. However, the winner for this one, the West Virginia Slashers, making their way back up to an even record. I didn't think that would happen the way things were going this season. Let's see, that was a 3-0 win. So the Slashers at 5-5. Good matchup by the Ho-Oh. It was a good lineup. You can't really control We as people can't control luck. The game apparently can. But, like, there was nothing wrong with your team. It's just that when every thunder hits, etc., you're probably going to lose. So, that's it for that matchup. I'll be right back with the last matchup of the day. Hello there, everybody. We're back for this intense rivalry matchup between Nightmare After Christmas and My Little Pony Talk. This one's been a budding rivalry for a couple years now, whether it be the Atlanta Firo, the Doom and Gloom, or Nightmare After Christmas. They've been rivals with My Little Pony Talk since the league began. Interesting fact, this will be the first time since Season 1 that I've been given the green light by Nightmare to pick the lead for them. I'm sure that's going to end horribly, so that they don't let me pick again. But we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Judging by what we've got, actually, another quick note, I'm strapped for time on this one, so there may be an alarm that goes off during the middle. If that's the case, I'll have to pause and resume after I take care of what that alarm is set up for me to do. All right, let's see. What are we going to start with here? Actually, Tentacruel's a great start because Muck can't do anything to it. The only thing Firo could do would be to Drill Peck or Hyper Beam, but it couldn't poison it. Actually, in that case, Magneton's a wonderful counter for that. Magneton's good against 4. I might start Magneton, and if Golem is out there, I can switch to Skarmory. If it's Houndour, we can switch to, well, then again, if it's something other than Golem, they're just going to switch Golem in. But then again, I could predict that. Yeah, let's go Magneton. And if the game has something other than Golem out there, we can predict that they're going to switch and switch as well. We're going to try to out-predict the game that cheats for itself. Which means I'm sure it won't switch. Oh, boy. So let's review. Coming into this match, for those of you that didn't watch the 2 previous matches, the game has hit every Hydro Pump, every Fire Blast, every Thunder today so far. Meanwhile, I have had 2 95% accurate Razor Leafs miss. I've had Minimize not cause the opponent to miss a single attack. We've had 1 Blizzard hit. We did get 1 Fissure, so there was a positive. But you're seeing a trend here, so I want to throw that out there before we start in this battle here. Alright, assuming you're going to switch, since you can't poison us, what's good against Golem here? Machamp would be the ultimate prediction. Same with Tentacruel, but I don't want them to get blown up by Firo if I'm wrong. So we're going to go Skarmory. The Skarmory would still have Steel Wing to work with. And even if they switch Houndour in, Houndour will take damage before we can switch to Houndoom. I called it right on the game switching to Golem, at least. I got something right. Alright, Steel Wing. Oh, Agility would have been a good one there. I might do that this next turn. Depends on what this... Okay. Okay, Golem, I see you. You're up in defense. Okay. We're going to Steel Wing again. We won't do as much, but we're going to do it again. Although if we get a critical hit, it would... Oh, there we go. We're even Steven now. Yep. You know what? I'm not going to hit it yet. I'm going to get our agility up. So if something else does come in like the Houndour, we can outspeed it. Same with Jinx. We can outspeed it and hit it with Steel Wing. So we can outspeed the Haunter. So we can be a problem now. Rock throw missed. 95% accurate move. Why are all the 95% accurate moves the ones missing? I'm sorry, I think it's 90 back in Gen 2, but you get the point still. Meanwhile, Thunder and Hydro Pump and Fire Blast aren't hitting at all. I don't care that you hardened. Thank you, game, by the way, for leaving Golem in like this whole time.
Pokémon is still capable of going up, but the other one looks tired.
We're going to get one more agility and just to guarantee we're faster than the fast Pokemon. I think we're good enough with one agility, but since it's not hurting us much, I think that going for the other one is advantageous here. So now we can make sure we outspeed Fearow, we can make sure we outspeed Haunter, we can make sure that we outspeed Jinx. And our defense is heightened, which is also good against, like, the Fearow. Critical hit. I think we would have beat it anyway, but critical hit. Alright, game. Skarmory looking scary with triple its normal speed now. I actually don't care because of our triple speed. Like, we can just fly. But then again, it will hit us hard when it comes back down. It also always goes for Sunny Day on that first turn, so we can get a free switch in. This is tough, though, because we probably won't get all those boosts again. This is what separates the good battlers from the okay battlers, is making the right calls in this situation. Do we stay in and take advantage of our boost? Or do we make the switch and lose our boost? Well, we know Dugtrio can take out the Houndour. And we know that, if not Frozen, Houndoom and Magneton can do their thing against Jinx. Skarmory would be very nice to have against Haunter, though, for Shadow Ball and Giga Drain. So I think Haunter alone is going to cause me to switch here. Let's go with Houndoom. Yeah, I think Haunter's the deciding factor. Because Muck can't really do anything to us either in that situation. With Dynamic Punch, and then Sludge doesn't work on Steel types. So yeah, I think that we switch, and then if we get rid of Houndour at some point, we can try to go for the agility boost again. Did not go for Sunny Day, by the way. Let's see, if you're going to switch... I actually don't see who would be a good switch here, so they might stay in. I'm going to go... Surely they wouldn't switch Haunter into Houndoom, right? For Bite. I'm going to go with... You know what? I'm going to go Bite. See if we're faster. We should be. Maybe we can flinch it. Alright, we do know they're staying in, though. So I think what we do here is we play the flinch game. We bite it, and then... Like, right now, it looks like Houndour's winning the head-to-head, but if we get one flinch, then the tables turn and Houndoom's ahead.
It's not very effective.
No flinch yet.
That didn't do much.
This does kind of suck, because I'd like to use Houndoom against Jinx, but at the same time, if we switch to something else right now, that's going to be rough. I mean, I guess I could put Tentacruel in, but then that just causes them to bring Jinx back out. So, I think that we just bite and hope that we can actually get a flinch. Come on, game. We just need one. Oh my gosh, really? No flinch at all. Alright, game. You're not a single flinch, huh? Yet last week, Houndoom, I believe, flinched me like three turns consecutively, if I remember correctly. So, nice to know the game didn't throw me a bone there. Alright, what's faster than Houndour? If we put Dugtrio in, they're going to switch to Fearow. So... I want to say it's probably faster than Machamp. I think we go Dugtrio and we just predict the switch and go with Slash or something instead. That ought to be enough to take out Houndour anyway if they stay in. Called that. Seriously, though, all we needed was one flinch for Houndoom to win that matchup, and we couldn't get it.
do? A light pack.
Doug Trio, somewhat disappointing again.
Pokemon Bear.
Magneton. Now that Golem's gone, we can hit everything that remains.
Quick.
You can't poison us.
Back for
Hyper Beam's not going to hurt much. Drill Peck's not going to hurt much. It did more than I thought it would do.
which affects the flow of battle.
It can't do anything this turn, so I'm actually going to Thunder Wave instead of Thunder, so we can slow it down.
It used Thunder Wave. It slipped by
I love Magneton. I love using Magneton.
It's a fierce battle.
Thunder. I don't care what you're switching. Your Fearow is
Pokemon.
hampered the rest. It's hindered the rest of the game.
This Pokemon is rejoining.
Watch it. We're going to miss, so it gets a chance to get a Flamethrower next turn. I know that's what's going to happen.
This is worrisome. Here it comes. Thunder.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we landed that. Again, no missed Thunders today from either side. Okay.
The next Pokemon needs to be prepared.
Be nice if it was Jinx so we could slow it down too. Nope, it's going to be Muck. Probably so it could try to Dynamic Punch us.
Different types are squaring off in battle.
Tentacruel then.
The Pokemon is returning to its Pokeball.
Looking at what's left, the only thing Haunter is like great against would be the Doug Trio, because it could use Giga Drain. Everything else it kind of is neutral against.
So confused.
It lands the first Dynamic Punch, continuing the trend that all of these lower damage, lower accuracy moves are hitting. All right, come on, Barrier. We're going to hit ourselves. Okay, so it didn't matter what I picked there. Oh, you're going to take my idea, huh? Okay. That's what we were trying to do with Barrier.
The white hot battle continues.
Actually, no, look at what's left. Except for Fearow, I don't think we really need Barrier, so that might have been a good one to have us hit ourselves on.
It's
Bubble Beam.
no more.
Wow, that was a very quick series of confusion.
A light pack.
And that's all we did to it. Great.
It's concentrating on a
Oh, boy. It's got its defense up there high. That means that Magneton and Tentacruel are the only two that are going to be able to do anything to it moving forward.
What's this? That was a glancing blow.
I was going to say, that's why I don't switch in Magneton, though.
Come confused.
2 for 2 on Dynamic Punch.
Heated action continues.
On the bright side, at least it's relying on that instead of Sludge. So maybe we can get it to run out Dynamic Punch pretty soon.
A light hit. How's that? Ah, that didn't do much.
All right.
A hot battle is unfolding. Aha! It's confused.
Wow, another quick confusion. All right.
A light pack. What'll it do? That didn't accomplish much. It's a fierce battle.
This one's getting ugly.
What's this? The hit lands right
Because
on.
unfortunately, we're pretty much losing our Jinx counters. With the exception of maybe Magneton.
Right. That's a hit.
But that's how the game has sort of dictated our switches to be. Plus, I mean, 2 for 2 on Dynamic Punch.
Pokemon needs to be prepared.
All right. We just have to be faster. Let's go Doug Trio.
To go.
Even with all of that increased defense,
Pokemon appears.
as long as we don't get Magnitude 4, we should be okay. I think even 4 should be okay, but we'll see.
Looks tired.
All right, they didn't switch. I was banking on them not switching.
Come on, snag it.
6. All right, that's enough.
There it is. Knockout.
Now it's absolutely going to be Fearow. It's going to be either Fearow... Well, actually, all of their remaining Pokemon make sense. Fearow can't get hit. The other two have super effective moves. Oh boy.
Pokemon of different types are squaring off in battle.
I don't really want to give it a free shot at Magneton. Because with our luck, it's going to get frozen. We're probably going to need Magneton to win this. Machamp does have things that can fight Haunter if Haunter comes in. Skarmory would be good if it gets to come in, like, scot-free. I think we switched Machamp in. Looking at what's left, Magneton could absolutely beat Fearow because it's slower. Dugtrio potentially if we got Paralysis help. Same with Skarmory. I think Haunter could get beat by Skarmory. I think if Jinx has some damage already on it, it could get beat by Skarmory. So this is going to get interesting. I think I'm going to go Fire Punch just to play it safe in case they switch. Alright, they didn't switch. But at least we're getting guaranteed damage. Submission could have missed. So at least we got that going for us. Okay, okay.
What Pokemon will appear next?
Skarmory could still beat the Fearow, and I feel pretty good about it against Haunter. Dugtrio could potentially fight Haunter. So yeah, I think we go Magneton here. We resist Ice Punch and Confusion. We just hope that we don't get frozen. I do think I'm definitely going to Thunder Wave it first. So that if it does somehow beat us, the other Pokemon have a chance. You can almost see it coming with this game. I think this is the third week in a row Jinx has had a freeze, isn't it? It's at least the second. Yeah, but it moves before us, so it's still going to take us out. I don't think I need to say my thoughts on that one. I don't think I need to say my thoughts on that one for all of you to know what I'm thinking. Game conveniently got the freeze when it needed to get the freeze. Come on, give me like a 10 for once. I don't think that's enough. Bye, Dugtrio.
There's only one Pokemon left to come out. This Pokemon is rejoining the battle. It's down to the last Pokemon now. It's down to one Pokemon against 3. Will the battle continue at this pace? A sharp attack. That's it. Whoa, it blew up high.
All right, if we can just hit it, we should at least take it out and give ourselves a chance.
How's that? Whoops, that missed. The aerial attack. Yes.
All right, at least it's gone. We have a chance. It's very slim, but we have a chance. Basically, we have to survive at least one Haunter attack.
Pokemon will join the battle now.
Preferably 2. Nah, look at it.
The Pokemon
And as far as Fearow goes, we just need it to stay paralyzed.
they're both hanging tough.
If we can get it to stay paralyzed and we get that defense boost again, we got a chance.
Hit. That inflicted some damage.
Come on, defense boost. No defense boost, no paralyze.
What now? That didn't do much.
Boy, we need that defense boost really badly now. Also, would be nice if we could get it to be fully paralyzed.
Great hit.
Come on, defense boost. Nope. Got the fully paralyzed, though. One more chance for that defense boost before Haunter comes out. Because you know it's going to Shadow Ball if we don't get the boost.
Right. That's a hit. Down it goes.
Doesn't look like we got the boost, so I don't like our chances here.
Just one Pokemon.
Skarmory's showing up, though, with 3 knockouts.
Oh, it's Haunter. It's down to the last Pokemon now.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Heated action continues.
Which one to try? See, this is where it would have been nice if we still had that agility boost.
They're eyeing each other warily.
Steel Wing and hope for the defense boost. Let's hope Shadow Ball doesn't do too much.
The hit lands right off.
Got a critical hit at the right possible time again, of course. We really need that defense boost now.
That's it.
Nope. All right, that's the ball game.
How's that? Right. That's a hit. That settles this battle. And there
That battle was won by Jinx. It was won by Jinx and it was won by Houndour. Houndour didn't flinch once, allowing it to take out Houndoom. And Jinx freezing the Magneton. Yep. The game's tricks have been getting it a lot of wins lately. I know it was bad the first year that we did this league. Last year didn't seem that bad. In fact, I won 75% of the games, maybe more. But this year it seems to be back to its old tricks, and I'm getting kind of sick and tired of it. The winner today of this battle is My Little Ponyta, and that really makes the standings interesting. Yeah, the game didn't miss any inaccurate moves in any of the 3 battles today. Even went 2 for 2 on Dynamic Punch, a 50% accurate move. Meanwhile, Minimize was ignored. We missed 2 Razor Leafs. Unreal. Hopefully the game quits pulling this stuff, but seeing as we're 7 weeks in now, I don't think it's going to stop. It does seem to have been particularly bad the last 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah. I mean, no missed Thunders. That one, between Thunder, Hydro Pump, and Fire Blast, there were no misses, with exception of the 2 that missed while a Pokemon was in the air, which they would have all missed anyway in that case. So, that's the one that kind of bothers me the most, because those moves usually miss at least once. But nonetheless, we all have to play under these rules. It could have just as easily been the My Little Ponyta fighting against Nightmare, and Nightmare getting all that luck. So, as much as I complain, don't get me wrong, I do love Pokemon. This is what you sign up for with Pokemon. It just stinks when it all comes down on you at once instead of having some good luck and some bad luck. All right, well, I'll be right back in a minute with the updated standings, and we got some stuff to talk about regarding that. So, see you here in just a moment. All right, everybody, we're back. I had to take a little bit of a pause here to make sure we had everything 100% correct because a lot happened today. First and foremost, I want to throw out there, and I've already texted the group about this, like all the managers. The game did not miss a single Hydro Pump that wasn't, like, avoided by Fly or Dig. It didn't miss a single Hydro Pump, Thunder, Fire Blast, or Dynamic Punch today. So even though I did get lucky with a couple things like Fissure working out, wow, the luck was definitely one-sided. All right, moving on. So you can see I've updated the schedules here with who won what. 3-game win streak for the Slashers. I'm sure that won't continue now that I've brought attention to it. But yay. And there's our updated standings now. The only thing that really switched was the 3 and 4 spot. Nightmare After Christmas still leading at 6-3 with a +9 differential. My Little Ponyta at 5-4 with a +4. Slashers at 5-5. Not only are we at 500, but we're at a positive point differential again with 3. We're the only one that's made moves this season. Pokemon Power 4-5. Ho-Oh 3-6. All of the league members knew this, but it just dawned on me that I didn't mention this in the video. The reason I had a Crobat on my team was I had dropped Mr. Mime for the Crobat. Again, all of the other managers in this league knew that from our text thread, but I forgot to bring that up before my battle. So for anyone that was confused why I had a Crobat, that's why, because Mr. Mime has been cut. I've also made sure to color the former Pokemon in a different color so people don't mistake them for still being on the team. So yeah, that's what our standings look like right now. Ho-Oh at 3-6. The Ho-Oh have the double header next week, so they could easily climb back up in the standings. Gonna be interesting moving forward. I'm now 13-10 against the computer. What is happening this season? In previous seasons, I won 2/3 of the time the first season, and last season I won over 75% of the time. I don't know what is happening. I know the last 2 weeks in particular, the game has definitely not been on my side. I'd be willing to venture last 3 weeks. I mean, I think, let's see, the last week, if I remember, I think we had 3 freezes, at least 2 for sure I can think of. It might have been 3. And then this week, not missing any of the inaccurate moves. Like, that's crazy. So hopefully that wears off. I mean, I'm okay with the game getting some luck, but, like, that was ridiculous today. So that's where things stand regarding that. I still have a winning record, at least, against the computer, but give it a couple weeks and that might change. So here's the statistics. I decided since I had KO and Faint in the same column, I couldn't really sort by that, but I decided to sort by games played so it's not as much of a mess looking at these moving forward. So the Power, Tyranitar still leading in games played and knockouts. Electabuzz is up there for games played. Moltres, I got really lucky. I was able to get rid of that thing as quickly as I could today because that could have been a real problem in that first matchup. Like, it was... We got lucky that Quillfish went 2 for 2 on Hydro Pump. If we would have missed a Hydro Pump in that situation, that could have been bad. Granted, it would have been nice if with our Minimize, an attack would have missed by the opponent, but oh well. So yeah, still haven't seen Ursaring yet. I'm not advocating for you to use Ursaring. I'm just stating the facts here. Haven't seen Ursaring yet. Miltank actually was kind of scary today. Yeah. That's what I have to say about the Power. Still a good team. I have talked to you in person about one move I would maybe make, like one Pokemon I would consider adding for your team. I don't know if you remember or not. We'll just say it's similar makeup to Golem. I won't go further than that because if I give it away, someone else might pick them up. But yeah. Other than that, though, I think you've got a great team, and I also wouldn't be able to tell you who I think you should get rid of for that one. So, yeah. My Slashers. Back-to-back good weeks when the computer was in control, and the one win I did get this week was with my team. Lantern has led in games played, but it's also kind of been the most disappointing. Quillfish doing its thing from the last couple seasons. Primape's been solid. Mischievous padded the stats today. It was only 3-3 coming in, but had 4 knockouts in one of the matchups. So, yeah. The numbers there look better than it has been. Sneasel has been pretty good. Today I didn't get to do much because of the unfortunate matchup against Moltres to start, but hey, it still played its role. Didn't get a chance to see Ampharos or Steelix today, so they're still kind of where they're at. I really like the way my team is looking right now. I think Crobat's a good addition. Can't say I'm done making moves. There are a couple. I don't think I'd get rid of Lantern, but there are a couple like Lantern that I have thought have underperformed compared to where I thought they would be. Some of which might have good numbers, but they've underperformed in my opinion. So I might make another move or two, but that's where we stand right now. I do like the group as a whole, though. My Little Ponyta, Jinx, Houndour, and Haunter showing up the most often. Haunter got a knockout today to push itself to double digits. Jinx at 9-6 now after having 3 knockouts today. So, yeah. But things looking good here. Yeah, I'm just making sure I got everything right. Okay. We've seen everyone on this team, so this team's free to cut anyone if they ever want to. Again, not saying they need to, because all the Pokemon have done pretty well, except Pineco, but that was my fault because I left it in against Moltres. That was just stupid on my part. But it really hasn't had a fair chance yet. But the others have done what they needed to do, so yeah. Nightmare After Christmas. Tentacruel still leading the way despite not getting to do much today. Some of that was my fault. Losing Houndoom made things tough and put Tentacruel in a situation it might not have had to be in if I didn't lose the Houndoom. Of course, some of that was also the game's fault for not giving us a single flinch. Houndoom's been solid. Machamp, I had to throw away to try and preserve some of the other Pokemon today. I wish it wouldn't have come to that, but again, in a hole, sometimes you gotta make choices like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work today. Dugtrio was okay. If it got a higher magnitude than what it got, I think it got like a 6, if I remember correctly. If it would have gotten like an 8 or higher, it could have maybe taken out Jinx and swayed the game a little bit. I don't think I've seen the Dugtrio get higher than like 7 or 8 this season. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but at least it doesn't come to mind anyway. If it has, it's been like once. It might have gotten a 10 again. Well, no, because I think when I battled against it, it did get small numbers because that was the week after the Golem incident. Magneton didn't do as much as I thought it would today. I thought it would hold up better defensively against Fearow than it did. And then, of course, getting frozen by the Jinx didn't help. Skarmory did really well. I was very happy with Skarmory's performance. 3-1. Looking back at it, I do think it was the right move to get it out of there because I don't think Fly would have one-shot the Houndour. But on the other hand, we might have been able to do enough damage to the Houndour that Houndoom comes in, takes it out with minimal damage, and then we still have it to fight the Jinx with. So that's another thing that could have maybe been played differently. But that's the joy of Pokemon battles. I mean, I've been playing Pokemon since I was 7 years old, and I'm still learning things. Fun fact, my kid, the Houston Ho-Oh, she actually helped me out the other day. We did a for fun battle, and I realized that a Pokemon I had got locked into a situation where it didn't have any moves that would work. She was using an Azumarill, and I was using a Haxorus, and my moveset didn't have anything except Guillotine that could hit a fairy. So obviously I went back and changed that moveset, but she actually helped me realize that mistake. So, I mean, there's always something new to learn, something that gets overlooked, etc., etc. And unfortunately, I feel like it's a combination of the computer has been outrageous with the bad luck. Well, good luck for it, bad luck for me. But also, I think I've overlooked a couple things and misplayed a couple things. But I am trying to learn from the mistakes I do make and try not to make them again. The only thing with Nightmare After Christmas is I kind of wonder why Alakazam hasn't played yet. But then again, they're in first place and their team's doing well, so like they haven't needed Alakazam yet. With my luck, he's probably the person that owns that team is probably saving Alakazam to play me. And I'm going to be completely unprepared and have like Quillfish, Primeape, Crobat, like 3 things that are weak to it the week that they use it, I'm sure. Because that'll be my dumb luck. But good team overall. Machamp's still at 9-4, even without getting a knockout this week. Of course, Tentacruel with a monstrous 15-7 so far. Definitely the front runner for MVP. I'll go over my thoughts on that here in a second, the MVP standings. Houston Ho-Oh. Bayleaf still leading the charge as we expected. The KO feint ratio is a little worse than we thought, but still positive because Bayleaf is just good in this game. This is the team that has the most balance as far as who's played how many games. So there's points for that, but just some bad luck. Like today, for example, Mischievous couldn't miss a Thunder. So Suicune and Articuno and Vaporeon didn't have a chance. If a Thunder or two gets missed and Mischievous gets beat, I would have really liked to see those matchups against Ampharos and Steelix, because Steelix would have been weak to 2 of the 3, and Blizzard could have still hit it hard. And Ampharos would have been relying on 50% accurate moves. So I think that could have got interesting real quick if we could have found a way past Mischievous and that. All right, MVPs from each team so far. For the power, I'd say it has to be either Moltres or Tyranitar. They bring Tyranitar to every game, but if you look at the ratio, it beats something and then it gets beat. Moltres at least has its moments with the Fire Blast where it does better. For the slashers, I don't know if I really have an MVP. I'd say my most consistent Pokemon so far has probably been Quillfish. But I can also see some newcomers here at the bottom that are doing well. So we'll see there. I don't think any one of my teams should be an MVP candidate at this point. Just maybe consistency again. My Little Ponyta, it's down to Jinx and Haunter. Haunter has the better numbers, but Jinx has also been super important. So those are the 2 for them. Nightmare After Christmas, definitely Tentacruel. Machamp's been very good as well, but Tentacruel definitely stands out as the front runner. So I'd say right now, if we had to do MVP voting, if we were only taking 3 or 4 candidates, it's pretty much My Little Ponyta and Nightmare After Christmas. And if we had a 5th candidate involved, I would maybe throw Moltres in there from Pokemon Power. Which that would be an interesting vote because we don't allow for the owners to vote for their own Pokemon. So if Jinx and Haunter got in and Tentacruel and Machamp got in, they'd have to vote for one of their rivals' Pokemon. It's like Nightmare After Christmas would have to vote for Jinx or Haunter. My Little Ponyta would have to vote for Tentacruel or Machamp. And then it really would just come down to the other 3 players, what we picked. So that would be interesting if it stays that way. But yeah, that's where things are right now. What else can I add here? Next week's matchups, we've got the doubleheader will be done by the Houston Ho-Oh. They will play as the computer against the Pokemon Power. And they will play with me at the helm against Nightmare After Christmas. And then the third matchup of next week will be the computer representing my team while I represent My Little Ponyta. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can finally right the ship against the computer. I've had 2 weeks in a row now where I went I believe it was 2-2 or 1-3 the first week. Then the last week we played, I went 1-3, and then this week I went 1-2. So hopefully I can finally right the ship against the computer and get back to my winning ways. But for the time being, that's what we got. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. And I look forward to doing another video next week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube nonsense. And we'll see you then with another episode of the Pokemon Stadium 2 Draft League. All right. Bye-bye.